Harrison Bader signed with the Mets today, and he signed for only 1 year. Why? I don't know. I also have a couple of players that really caught my eye that are prospects coming up. And then lastly, the Mariners have somebody that probably should come up in the 2024 season that might actually do the job. And it may be too soon, and nobody's going to agree with me. Let's get into it.
Swanson takes off, hammered right field.
This could be a new Ohtani coming in.
You want to talk about an opportunity, boys and girls.
Welcome, everybody, to the Touching Bases podcast, and my name's Chad. Welcome to the studio. This is our first time trying a couple different things with the different kind of cameras and everything that's going on, but I wanted to keep this quick and concise because, you know, there's just not that much going on. But one big pickup came from the Mets. Finally, I feel like they have not been doing anything that they're supposed to be doing, like signing a bunch of people, because I'm pretty sure they were going after Ohtani. Dogs need to shut up. Mets finally made a move. They picked up Harrison Bader, which will add to their outfield. The Gold Glove winner, I believe it was twice he won Gold Glove, but really good defensive player to have out there. I don't know what is going to happen as far as all their injuries that they're dealing with, but I mean, look at the bright side. Harrison Bader is a Bronx native, so he's going home. This is literally home for him. If he grew up watching baseball, he's playing for probably his team that is his favorite. I don't have any insight on this, so don't hold me to it. But now he's also going back to a team that is his former teammate. He's going back to play with Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso and him played at University of Florida. They were both Gators together. So talk about bringing back the past, and they were known as like a dangerous duo. I don't remember exactly the name of what they called them, but they called them something that had to do with two. Signed for a 1 year, $10.5 million deal. I don't know if the full details of it, at least getting into the specifics. I don't know if there's going to be an option after that. But I mean, he's bounced around to a lot of different teams. So my guess is that he is going to be playing for 1 year, and then if they play really good, they're going to offer him probably quite a bit more, maybe 17 million or something like that for per year for 5 years or something. We'll see how he does, because he has bounced around to a bunch of teams, coming from the Yankees most recently. Or actually, sorry, no, he traded from the Yankees to the Reds. He's been everywhere. It's throwing me off. So, I mean, at this point, it makes sense because the Mets expected to have McNeil in left field because their prospect, Ronnie Mauricio, he got injured, and like really bad knee injury. And so that basically just threw everything into, like, threw the wrench at their plan and completely shattered it. This happened last month in December, so go figure. And then Sterling Marte is, you know, we don't know how he's going to do because he's had a bunch of lower body issues and injuries, so nobody knows what's going to happen with him. They did earlier go out and get Tyrone Taylor from the Brewers, and now Bader, who has a Gold Glove. Like, I'm pretty sure their outfield is pretty much set for now. At least they're able to take care of that. That's definitely a good thing. I would never say that this is the end of what they're going for, because the Mets, along with like the Blue Jays, the Yankees, and obviously the Dodgers, were putting money away and to the side. Oh, and I should probably also say the Giants were putting money away for Ohtani, and the Mets really haven't made any major moves, and this is probably their biggest move. I think this is their biggest move that they've made all of off season. I would expect them to be going out and getting quite a few more players, whether that's a pitcher, whether that's going to be maybe an infielder. They have the money set aside, and it's well more than anything they're going to pay anybody. So it's not Ohtani level players that are left. So it really does make sense. And that could even consider them making trades for players that they want with cash on their end. Now onto something that caught my eye. It's only really the American League, and I'm only touching on these guys, that they're all prospects that I think we should keep an eye out on because of their ability and the fact that these are the only ones that don't have any major injuries that's already costed them some time playing in the lower, in like high A and double A and everything like that. Some prospects that could potentially play in 2024 in the big leagues and have their pro debut, and something to really look forward to. So, I mean, first one I'll start off with is the Blue Jays. Emmanuel Benella, outfielder. He slashed 307, 407, 429. really good with 127 WRC plus in only 50 games. I understand that, but he did that during the Dominican Summer League, which is super competitive right now, and where a lot of our prospects are coming from is from the Dominican Republic, and especially that league in specific. He's been tearing it up down there. I don't think he is ready. He's not who I'm going to be talking about later, but that's where they're all coming from. Dominican League is bueno. Next is going to be on the Royals, Ramon Ramirez. He's a catcher. He's only 17 years old in the Dominican Summer League, hitting 344, 440, and 615 with 8 home runs. He is tearing it up, especially at 17 years old. I don't see the reason why he couldn't come up and be a possible backup to Mitchell and Jensen with the Royals. The Royals have already had a really good offseason, picking up players, moving people around a little bit under the radar, but I mentioned that in a prior podcast. And I think Ramon Ramirez, keep an eye on him. If someone gets injured this year with the Royals, he's probably going to get the call, and he might do it before he even turns 18 years old, which is awesome. Next up, I have the Angels. Nelson Rada, outfielder. In 2022, he signed a deal to jump. He signed a deal, and then he jumped to single A last year at 17 years old. So just like Ramirez with the Royals, being in that Angels system, I don't know if it's because they don't have anybody available in their prospect list or in their pipeline, their farm system. But I mean, he is showing his numbers for the most part. His slash was a 276, 395, and 346. He did lead the California League last year with 55 stolen bases in 115 games. So he's doing well. Plus, he has power. He was able to hit 15 home runs. The kid's 17. This is a guy to pay attention to. Now, I pay attention a lot to the baseball cards and everything as far as their release goes, and it gets a little confusing because, you know, Bowman Draft comes out and they release players that they're expecting to play in 2024, but this is not a name that anybody's been talking about, but he is eligible to play this year in 2024. Now, he's 17 years old. I don't think, and I've never heard of an age minimum as far as playing in the MLB, but his numbers are consistent. No, is he a big slugger? No, not all the time, but he's consistent with 276 and 115 games. That's a lot of games for the minors or playing for any league that's lower than MLB, and being able to sustain that. And then 55 stolen bases, the Angels could really use that. And now that they got rid of Renfroe to Milwaukee, like, why not give him a chance? LA, you guys lost Shohei. Make your next guy a star and give him the spotlight and let him share that outfield with Mike Trout. That's all I'm saying. Last but not least, the Mariners. Lazaro Montes, outfielder, again. This last year, he's already slapped 13 home runs. His slashes are 303, 440, 560, and he's 18 years old in single A. See, now he's in single A. I get it. Most of these players are in single A, if not double A, and jumping to the MLB in 2024 is maybe not what anybody thinks is reasonable, but maybe he can make an appearance in 2024. That's all I'm saying. Just give him his pro debut and see how he rolls out. Is it too soon? Maybe. But by the way, if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe. I hate asking for this, but this is what gets people to subscribe. This is a brand new channel. Obviously, if you're enjoying the content, if we can keep this up and I do this every single day, then we can produce more and we can grow faster, and I'll be more motivated to do crazy things like giveaways and give you guys stuff and make this actually really fun. So just at least subscribe. You can dislike, but leave a comment why if you're gonna do that. It's probably the way I look. I get it. Now, everybody in this list are not injured. That is the key thing. They've been able to stay healthy, and I think injuries are the biggest issue in the MLB right now, is that everybody who has talent, who has ability, all the way up to the next Babe Ruth of Shohei Ohtani, injuries, and it is killing teams. So all these players have been able to stay healthy. I will say, do have an honorable mention, and he's on the NL side. The NL, I wasn't able to really find anybody except for this one. And this one you've probably heard about, and I know he's on everybody's radar. He's with the Giants, Bryce Eldridge, who is a two-way player. Yes, another Ohtani, possibly. He pitches and he bats, and he does both very good. Very good. Very good. Let me explain. Bryce Eldridge is 6'7", 19-year-old, throws right, bats left. Sound familiar? Probably should. Now, on the mound, he's able to throw 96 miles an hour. He's 19 years old, throwing 96 miles an hour. He has a low 80s slider, and then his changeup is in the mid 80s as well, with a pretty pretty median fade to it, which can trip people up. Now, that pitch combination can grow and develop into more. Maybe add like a slider, maybe a slurve, sweeper, whatever you want to call it. This could be a very deadly combination, especially standing at 6'7". I mean, he is a tall boy. We're talking Tyler Glasnow type height, and having that angle and pitch release, it could be deadly. And the fact that he's 19 is really good. Now on to hitting. This last season, he batted .294. Not as high as some of the other guys. .294, 400 on base percentage, and a .505 slugging percentage. So even if he doesn't get over the wall, because he only hit 6 home runs in rookie ball and single A, he's still smacking it for extra bases, which is fantastic. I think that says a lot about a player who's also pitching on the mound for these high A teams. He's also got quite a bit of accolades that are matching up to what everybody wanted and what everybody was looking at when they brought Ohtani over from Japan. I'm not saying he's the new Ohtani, but he could be the American Ohtani, new Babe Ruth, everything, which is exciting to hear. But I know we have a lot more time before he makes it that far. He was the MVP of the 18 and under World Cup. The fact that I think that now that Ohtani has been here and we're starting to see the possibility of people being two-way players, possibility based on what they can do, I think scouts are now hunting for players that can do both and have the ability to do both, so that if one doesn't work out, they are still excellent in another field, which might change the dynamic of how we see prospects moving forward. The only thing, he did have a mild injury with his ankle in his senior year of high school. Now, this would have been, I don't think it would have been last year, I think it would have been the year before, because he already signed with the Giants. I don't know how that has caused any issues or if it has caused issues, but I would just say keep an eye on that. But this could be a new Ohtani coming in, and if teams were looking to make trades and really wanted to plan for the future, if you're in building stages, like maybe the A's, maybe the Twins, maybe the teams that are just not where they need to be in order to make a World Series, make a trade for him. I would put money and invest it into Bryce Eldridge. Last but not least, I want to get into the Mariners. I want to bring up that possibility that I don't think anybody's going to agree with me on, but let's bring up Montes. Let's bring up Montes. Why not? Why not? Lindsey Crosby, who's the podcaster for Locked On Prospects, he mentioned like 4 months ago that Lazaro Montes is like the baby Yordan Alvarez. Now, I just mentioned how much I hate Yordan because of how damn good he is. How damn good he is. And his swing is so nice. So nice. I'm just saying, identical swing. I'm saying it. He mentioned this and I saw a playback. Identical swing. Those two are almost the twins. Just difference is that Montes is in the Mariner farm system. He is with our organization and he is swinging the bat and hitting balls just like Yordan. And you know what? He's almost like the same person. He would be the future DH of the Mariners and the future face. But I also think that he can play a little bit better in the outfield. I don't think he has the best glove. I don't think that he is going to be better than like Julio or anything like that defensively, but he can still go out there and he's still a great bat and he's still very young and has much more to develop. Speaking of development, him and Yordan Alvarez both were coached by Aldo Ramirez in the Dominican Republic. They both got their swing from the same guy. So the fact that it's identical makes sense because they are basically being taught by the same exact person, and we've already seen in person and through the past couple years what that swing can do with Yordan Alvarez, how it has dominated the AL West with the Astros, just obliterating pitchers, and now I get to see this possibility coming up in the Mariners system is fantastic. Lazaro Montes to the MLB, to the Mariners, and have him play in outfield. Would his glove be the best? No. But would it cost us anything? No. And what if he's a superstar? What if he is a second Julio with a Yordan Alvarez bat, just smacking the ball, just proving himself? What would hurt if we were to just, instead of spending more money, instead of trading more people, what if we were able to bring him up and fill that hole that we really need? He's not the best in the outfield, but neither is anybody else right now in the outfield. Canzone might be pretty decent. Marlowe is okay, but his bat's pretty dead. But also consider, if he's not going to play defensively, what if Mitch Garver gets hurt? What if Mitch Garver is hurt and we need someone to fill that DH spot? Why not Montes? Why not give him the shot at that point? If we're not going to put him in the field, why not give him an opportunity at DH if Garver goes down? Because Garver has never played a full season ever. That doesn't mean that he's not going to be able to. But what if he does and Montes can step in the role and hit like he was hitting? I mean, he smacked 303 batting average, 404, and a 560 slugging. Why not? Why not give him the opportunity? And if he sucks, oh well, send him back down, let him develop a little bit more. Just saying. If you disagree with me, go ahead and put it down below. I just want to thank you guys for watching today's podcast. That's all I have for you. Again, if you can, subscribe, like the video, give me a comment, give me your thoughts, share the video if you can, and I will see you guys on the next one. See ya.